How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. Normally I do very factual videos on cars and today is no different to that, but specifically we're going to go through 101 facts about cars that you probably don't know. But to test your knowledge, in the description down below I have a link to a Google form which you can go to and fill out each of the 101 facts and let me know whether you knew it or not before watching this video. Let me know in the comments down below how many of them you did or didn't know. But anyway, that's it for me. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Without further ado, let's get into the video. 65% of the world today drive on the right hand side and 35% drive on the left, like us here in the UK. Following on from that, almost all of us used to travel on the left because the Roman Empire, which built early roads, travelled on the left. This was because most people would wield their weapons in their right hand, so needed to be ready for a fight. It was Napoleon Bonaparte who was left-handed and insisted on riding his horse on the right-hand side, which was then instilled into French colonies. Ettore Bugatti, the man who made the Bugatti company we love today, was the brother of Rembrandt's Bugatti, the famous sculptor. What a successful family. Alfa Romeo's logo has a serpent or dragon eating a man, which was a symbol of the Visconti family of Milan. The first ever car-like automobile capable of transporting people without using horses or gravity was built back in 1769 and was steam-powered. The first actual modern car was built in 1886 by Carl Benz with a combustion engine. Bertha Benz is credited as being the first lady to ever drive a car after she took her husband Carl Benz's invention out for a 106-kilometer journey without his permission. On that journey, she ran out of fuel, went to a local pharmacy and bought a petroleum-based solvent to put into the car to keep it going, making this small pharmacy in Wiesloch the first ever petrol station. In 1894, the first ever sanctioned motor race took place from Paris to Rouen and the winner averaged a speed of 12 miles per hour. In the UK, it's illegal to beep when stationary at any time, unless there's a significant danger that you're warning people of. In the UK, it's also illegal to leave your car idling. The law is a bit sketchily written, but if it's not necessary, your engine shouldn't be on. Begs the question though, what is necessary? Last law one, it's illegal here in the UK to sleep in your car when drunk. The BMW E30 Touring or Estate came as a result of a BMW engineer building his own from a saloon that he bought to use with his family, and BMW's management liked it so much they turned it into a production car. The official land speed record for a car is still the Thrust SSC, which did 763 miles per hour or 1,227 kilometers per hour in October 1997. The Peel P50 is the smallest production car ever made at 134 centimeters long. Many Vauxhalls have hidden sharks in their cars as an Easter egg. It came as in 2004 the designer of the Corsa D's glove box threw it in after his son suggested it would make the design more interesting, and Vauxhall's chief designer agreed. Mazda had to recall a bunch of Mazda 6s in the US as they were luring spiders that liked the smell of petrol and would climb into the cars, make webs and mess with the pressure in the fuel tank. The first speeding ticket recorded was issued in 1896 in Kent for 8 miles per hour. The speed limit was 2 miles per hour. The average driver in the UK will spend around 99 days of their life in traffic. 75% of Rolls-Royces ever produced are still on the roads. The first recorded car crash took place in 1891. A 1966 1800S has the record for the highest mileage of any private passenger car at over 3 million miles. The fastest time an engine has ever been removed and replaced was 42 seconds, set in 1985 on a Ford Escort by a group of Royal Marines. Your car will be parked for almost 95% of its life, even more if it's a project car obviously. Airbags inflate in just 30 milliseconds. Denmark is one of the most expensive countries to buy a new car in, with 150% tax on all new car purchases at the higher rate. Net, it varies between 100 and 180% of the car's value, which is insane. Henry Ford made Ford Motor Company one of the first businesses to adopt a 40-hour, 5-day working week, but it was actually a reduction from 6 to 5 days to give people 2 days of rest and recreation. Leonardo da Vinci actually designed a car in 1478 on paper. The first ever all-wheel drive car was built in 1907 called the Dernburg Wagen by Paul Daimler. The fastest police car in the world is in Dubai, the Bugatti Veyron of course. The car is the world's most recycled product. In 2015, a Nissan GTR was caught doing 192 miles per hour on a road in Northampton. Not during the act, but when police checked the driver's phone, they saw he was filming it. The longest current production car is the Mercedes Maybach Pullman at almost 7 meters long. The widest current production car is the Bugatti Chiron at just over 2 meters wide. The tallest current production car is the Daihatsu Wake at just over 1.8 meters. The lowest current production car is the Caterham 7 CSR at just over a meter in height. The quickest car from 0 to 60 with a standing start is the Rimac Nevera at 1.85 seconds, which is also the quickest to 100 miles per hour at 3.61 seconds. The quickest car from 0 to 249 miles per hour is the Koenigsegg Regera at 22.82 seconds. That means it will get to 249 miles per hour just 5 seconds slower than my Polo will get to 60. The person who invented cruise control is blind. There are over 1 billion cars on Earth. 1/4 of all cars in the world were built in China. The Maserati Quattroporte exhaust frequency is 333 Hz, which is supposed to be the frequency that makes women sexually aroused. It was a woman named Mary Anderson that invented the windscreen wiper, and originally people thought they were a distraction. Cars are made up of around 30,000 parts. It's illegal to tie your dog to the roof of your car in Alaska. Feels like that should go without saying, but there's an actual law for it. On average, more men die in car crashes every year than women. In South Africa, some BMWs were built with flamethrowers to stop carjackings because you're allowed to use lethal force in self-defense and fear for your life. Sadly, only a few hundred were sold, and lawmakers were worried it might actually cause carjackers to shoot first to not get flamethrowered. Mechanophilia is a sexual attraction to cars. In the US, women could drive before they had the right to vote. On average, drivers have around 3 to 4 accidents in their lifetime. Whew, so these are coming at you pretty quick and fast. If you haven't already, please hit the like button and subscribe as well if you're new. Video gets 5,000 likes and I'll do a second version of this video, 101 more facts, and that's going to be properly hard to make. Cars were originally seen as environmentally friendly, as horses were seen as messy and pollutive because of their excrement. A Swedish driver got a ticket of around $1 million for doing 180 miles per hour in Switzerland in his SLS AMG. In Switzerland, speeding tickets are means tested based on the speed recorded and the driver's income, hence that previous ticket was so much. The best-selling car of all time is Toyota Corolla, with over 50 million sold between 1966 and 2021. Until 1973, whale oil was used as transmission fluid in many cars in the US until it was banned. John DeLorean, the man who made the DeLorean, was charged with trafficking cocaine after the FBI ran a sting operation. Peugeot is the oldest car brand in existence. Tesla was founded in 2003 by two guys who didn't actually connect with Elon Musk until 2004. Hitler's inspiration for the VW Beetle that he ordered Ferdinand Porsche to build came from Henry Ford's Model T. Ferdinand Porsche also created the world's first petrol-electric hybrid vehicle. Ferdinand Porsche was also a member of the Nazi Party and an officer of the SS. Bugatti charges around $20,000 to change your Veyron's oil. The Enzo Ferrari originally had 399 models built until the 400th was built for the Pope, who auctioned it off for charity to give money to aid relief from the tsunami in the Indian Ocean in 2004. Koenigsegg's Ghost logo comes from the Swedish military jet planes that used to sit in the hangars that the company now occupies. Mario Kart remains the best-selling racing game of all time, with over 152 million copies sold. The first ever car show was on the Champs-Élysées in France in December 1894. The largest car park in the world is in West Edmonton Mall, Canada, with around 20,000 parking spaces. The Mazda MX-5 is the best-selling sports car of all time. In the US, a survey found that men were 12% more likely to prefer red cars, while women were 9% more likely to prefer silver cars. Globally, the most popular car colour is white, with just under 24% of cars being white. The longest drive you can do is from Kazan in Russia to Cape Town in South Africa, which is around 13,600 miles. Many VWs are named after famous winds or types of winds, like the Gulf referring to the Gulf Stream and Sirocco referring to Sirocco, a wind in the Mediterranean. The most expensive car Skoda has produced is a Cake, which is a replica of the Fabia for an advert in 2007. It cost around £500,000 to put together. You can't order Ferrari from factory in pink because it doesn't suit the brand ethos. Speaking of Ferrari, in the early 1990s, 85% of all Ferraris built were painted red. The most expensive new car of all time is the Bugatti La Voiture Noire at around £7.8 million. The AMG 1 produces more downforce than any other production car. Prius is the Latin word meaning first or original, referencing it being the first mass-produced hybrid car. The Bentley Bentayga has an optional falconry pack from Mulliner. Many cars have an arrow on the dashboard that points to where the fuel filler cap is. this. Sometimes this arrow comes without any context too, which is a bit nuts. The Fiat 500L has an optional espresso machine. In the 1990s, Lexus was the 660th most popular name for girls in the US. The shift knob in the Carrera GT is made of birch and ash wood to commemorate the 917 race car. Ferruccio Lamborghini considered racing cars to be a waste of time and made a rule to not have a racing team for the brand that has only been changed recently. A dog shelter in New Zealand has taught multiple dogs to drive cars. The McLaren Senna's full exposed carbon body in Medica Blue cost $560,000, making it the most expensive car option ever. VW offered a Bon Jovi edition Golf, which was named after the American rock band that has a better radio and sportier seats. TVR literally is just the letters from the original owner's name, Trevor. Toyota was originally called Toyota. A Ford Focus RS was equipped with a prototype system that recognizes the emotions of the driver for a show. The Sultan of Brunei has the world's largest private car collection with around 7,000 cars, and of course is also the most expensive collection. Just a replica of the Lamborghini Countach's windscreen is $7,000, with originals being very few and far between and worth a fortune. Polestar cars are available only to buy online. They do have Polestar spaces to check out the cars, but you still buy the cars online rather than in store. In No Time to Die, they used 10 DB5s, 8 stunt replicas, and 2 real ones. The world's fastest Mitsubishi Evo did 221.4 miles per hour. Mugen isn't actually owned by Honda, it's a separate business entirely, started and owned by Mr. Honda's son, also Mr. Honda. For every 10,000 Vauxhall Zefiras in the UK, 511 are crashed. The Mercedes A180 has a 1.5 litre Renault diesel engine. The Pagani Zonda and Rover 75 have the same heating, ventilation and air conditioning controls. The Mazda Yunos Cosmo was the first car to have a built-in navigation system. Samsung made cars between 1994 to 2000 before being bought out by Renault as they were struggling to make any sales. So I hope you guys enjoyed this slightly different style of video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. As I said, 5,000 likes and I will do the same video again with 101 new facts, which is going to be very difficult to do. Massive thanks as always to the patrons for their support and to you guys as well for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Listen.